So Doc.
Yeah.
I got the copy of the book. I need your John Hancock, man, because this is going to be worth some money.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Worth some money.
I don't know about that.
When our kids start reading this book in classrooms and studying this, we can say, oh, Talk to Talk, we had the official.
Yep, and this is like, you got like the early run. So this is first run.
First run. Okay, beautiful book. Hardcover, guys. I mean, just beautifully done. I'm so proud of you and just so happy that we had this as part of our literary work for hip hop. We building that up, for real. Appreciate it, man.
Nope.
All right.
That's the Hancock.
Done and done.
All right.
Awesome,
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Brother Charles.
Sing the title one more time.
All right. The Hip Hop Underground and African American culture. Beneath the surface.
Word. Get yours.
I'd like to welcome everyone back to another episode of Talk to Talk, where if you can walk the walk, we will definitely talk the talk. And I'm your host, Charles Gregory, with my beautiful co-host.
Good evening, everyone. It's your girl, Touch, in the house.
Yes. Touch is definitely in the house. So what's going on, Touch? What's the word with you?
Tell me. Give me the bad news first.
Bad news first. All right, so watching today news, in the morning.
Okay.
In the morning, today, as they call it, right? So where would you get your girly stuff from? Like the cute undies and all little cool stuff,
Victoria's Secret.
Okay.
I really like Fetchers of Hollywood because they're for the big busted women.
Okay. That's it?
Those are my main places.
All right, cool. So what if I told you that some of those places that you like to get those cute little things for women, people may have worn them before you?
Hell, that's gross.
Yeah, apparently, watch again, today news, apparently they did, hidden cameras. They walked into a couple different stores. Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's. I didn't even know the Gap had like that cute little stuff for women. Victoria's Secret, Marshalls, and Walmart. So they went in them, those stores, and apparently Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's, and the Gap, they passed.
Okay.
They passed, so that's good. Unfortunately, you mentioned Victoria's Secret. Not so much.
And I bet you they don't want to get rid of that stuff because that's like their main product.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, that's all you do.
That's disgusting.
So it's easy to just make some more. That's all you. It's not like you have other stuff in there.
Yeah,
just,
That's
Marshalls.
not. Are you serious?
Marshalls, yeah.
See, I work in retail. Like, you are supposed to damage your stuff out and throw it away.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't do that. And but
oh, Jesus, fix it!
Walmart though was the worst. Was the worst.
I could see them being the worst. That's why I don't shop at Walmart. I'm sorry.
But just not in defense of Walmart.
Target wasn't on there, was they?
Target wasn't. But maybe they didn't go to Target.
Well.
So yeah, but it's not in defense of Walmart. But
right.
Maybe it could have been a bad day. It could have been.
You had some bad employees.
You got some bad employees. Yeah, but I mean that's kind of like your bad news. I don't think
you have no good news.
I don't have time for good news.
Well, look, I got good news.
Okay.
Jam-packed episode today.
Yeah.
Okay, we got interview Dr. James Peterson. Some of you guys saw him on MSNBC, Al Jazeera, all over the place. He's stopping by, Talk the Talk, giving us exclusive on his new book.
Hold on.
We got love relationships. We got a lot of fun stuff today. So y'all don't turn the channel. Stay tuned. Go get something to drink. Come right back. You're watching Talk the Talk.
Hold on.
Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for more Talk the Talk.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for staying tuned in to Talk the Talk, where we can walk the walk. We will definitely talk the talk. And I'm your boy, Charles Gregory, and my beautiful co-host.
What up, y'all? It's your girl Touch in the house.
She's definitely in the building. And you know, her favorite segments of the show is the love and relationship. You already know it's boring to me, right? But my favorite segments of Talk to Talk are the interviews. And today we have a gentleman here with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. When you talk about educated, when you talk about being an activist, very knowledgeable, you're talking about a Mr. James Braxton. Should I say, let me start over. A Dr. James Braxton Davis, Director of Africana Studies at Lehigh University. And what's very special about this interview today is, you know, I love the authors. And this book right here, Hip Hop, right? The hip hop underground of African American culture beneath the surface, right? Now, hip hop is our culture, right? Whether you want to believe it or not, this is our culture. As you can see the pictures, Talk the Talk, this is how we pretty much created what we do from the culture that we come out of, right?
Hip hop.
Hip hop all day. And you know, this is Madim Touch thing, right?
Hey.
All day. So before I go into my long spiel, like I'm a talker, right? I just want to welcome you, to the show.
Thank you.
Dr. Braxton.
Yes.
Peterson, James Braxton Peterson. So let's jump right into your book, right? Let's just talk first. Before we go into the book, let's talk about you.
Yes.
Let's talk about you.
Love this man, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's talk about you.
Thank you.
Proud to call you my mentor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I call him the doc. See y'all, the
Doc. The doc.
You know, he taught me at Drexel. We had took his hip hop course, and we dug into a lot of social issues. And he has a really strong reputation in building the bridge between hip hop, social and political issues. Yes. Commenting on wonderful networks like MSNBC and Al Jazeera, and really making sure you're the voice for us on those news networks.
Thank you.
So break down a little bit about your history and how you got to this point.
Yeah, I mean, when I was teaching those classes at Drexel, I had just finished my PhD at UPenn, and we were teaching these large hip hop classes. And to be honest with you, I was still working through the issues of that book, because it's just what you said. I'm really trying to figure out the bridges between hip hop culture and certain social justice issues. And for me, the underground is one of those really, really important bridges. So it's funny to think about that. That was almost a decade ago, maybe a little longer, right? Right, but I was working through the ideas of this book while I was teaching that class.
Okay. And so let's talk about the book. Yeah. Underground, beneath the surface of hip hop. Yeah. Okay, a lot of us are looking at the surface.
Yes.
Okay. A lot of us are just looking at what's on TV and just taking it for face value.
That's right.
Tell the viewers why this book is important and why you felt the need to write this.
Yeah. Well, so this is, in hip hop, we have like this tip of the iceberg phenomenon, right? Where most of the hip hop that people consume is at the mainstream level. Most of it is through BET, MTV, through Clear Channel, Radio 1, these huge corporate-owned media conglomerates. And because of that, you're getting a very flattened, reduced, thin concept of what the music is and what the culture is. I call it the tip of the iceberg, because beneath the surface of that is all of this incredible energy, all of this dance and graffiti art and DJing, all the different elements of the culture. And really, I think the best of what hip hop has to offer is really beneath the surface. And so when I started to do the research for the book, I'm a literary scholar, so I did the research for the book, and I started looking at these different, because I was obsessed with the underground always. You know this already, because Philly historically has had a thriving underground scene. And at the time in which I was in grad school and you were in undergrad, it was all these incredible things going on. And so I was just in the middle of that. So I was really excited about what the underground meant for hip hop. But as I started to study it in literature, and you see it in Ralph Ellison, you see it in Richard Wright, you see it in Amiri Baraka, and then you go back and look at things like the Underground Railroad, right? You can see that the concept of the underground has been in black culture for a long time. And so that was really fascinating to me. Like, how did we get from the Underground Railroad to underground and hip hop?
Okay.
And I don't know if the book captures all that, but I'm trying to figure those things out.
And you know what? I love how you are talking about the different cultures within. It's like layers to it, right?
Yes.
You got the culture within the African American culture and the
Yes.
culture within the hip hop culture,
Yes.
which encompasses other cultures.
Yes.
Subcultures, all the subcultures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you have. Let's talk about what you got cool in that book that a lot of people need. You need this in your
Definitely
life.
need the book. Definitely need the
The
book.
playlist. Let's talk about the playlist.
And I'll before you get to the playlist, I want you to kind of put it in context with reference to you defining underground, right? And then going into
the playlist is in the chapter where I define the underground hip hop. Now, this was a very tricky thing to do, right? Because a lot of people have talked about the underground before. Like some people define the underground hip hop as like do it yourself.
Right.
Like if you're with a record label, you can't be underground.
Right.
You know, some people define underground hip hop as being a particular space, right? Like Leimert Park in LA or the 5 Spot, what the 5 Spot used to be here in Philly. Oh my God, I can't believe the 5 Spot's not here anymore. Rest in peace, 5 Spot.
Rest in peace, 5
And
Spot.
people define it as like those kinds of spaces, or sometimes they define it as, you know, you got to be doing it yourself. I felt like that was a limited way of doing it because I really wanted to think about what's the content of underground hip hop. So yes, it's about being outside the market sometimes. Yes, it's about being in a particular space sometimes. But I really wanted to talk about what's the message of it? What are the social justice issues that are dealing with it? And as I started to look at certain songs, I was realizing, like, you know what? These so-called conscious songs or songs that I listen to, songs that I love, are songs that are based around certain themes like struggle, liberation, you know what I mean, subversion, overcoming, like power structures and things like that. And so I decided that that's how I wanted to define hip hop. So you could have a major deal, or you could not be at Leimert Park or in the 5 Spot and still create underground hip hop from my perspective. And that's why I had to come up with the playlist.
Okay, so this is from your perspective, kind of like what you feel. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I'm looking through in some of my, you know, I'm a Jay-Z fan. You know, he beat me up over that. You a Jay-Z fan. I'm definitely a Jay-Z fan, but you know, you got your Big Daddy Kanes, you got your Fuji Raps, your Craig G's, and you know, some of the people.
Well, listen, that list, which has maybe 50, is I put together this playlist and I created these attributes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this playlist is crazy. You have to get this book right.
But it's missing a lot, though, Charles. You're right. It's missing a lot, and so you know, so I struggled with certain things. So, for instance, I really wanted to put Jay-Z's "Meet the Parents" on there.
Oh, yeah,
right? Because "Meet the Parents" is a Jay-Z song. Now, a lot of people know about it. I'm gonna ruin it for anybody who hasn't listened to it. But he basically, like, you know, he's signifying on the film "Meet the Parents" the Ben, what's his name? Ben Stiller, right? We have these wealthy white family getting married, right? And he's signifying on it. He tells this story of like an inner city hood family, right? Where the father and son don't know each other. In fact, the father is denying his son throughout the whole song. And the way he constructs his story is through all these different mythological allusions, like to Oedipus, to different Egyptian mythologies like Isis and Osiris, right? And at the end, there's this incredible reveal where essentially the father kills his son because he doesn't know him when he sees him in the street.
Wow.
Really powerful song. It's an underground song by the way that I define it.
Right.
But the list, I mean, that list originally had 1,000 songs on it, Charles.
You need more time.
So I had to reduce it to 50. There's still some great stuff on there.
Right.
In fact, one of the best songs on that list is Big Crit's "Praying Man," which is a song that features the blues legend. Like, I'm losing his name right now, but the blues legend. What's just name him? B.B. King, right? B.B. King on the hook, right? It has like a spiritual piece to it, and then each verse, Big Crit is narrating a different like moment from like the institution of slavery. So like the first verse is like about middle passage, the second verse is about like being chased down by like slave catchers, and the third verse is like about the Underground Railroad. Ill song, you know what I mean? But that to me is, Big Crit gets deep.
If you don't know about Big Crit gets deep, and you may not be ready for that.
Nope.
But, and I'm sure that list is, I mean,
it's truncated. It's the best I can do in the time and space I have. But one of the most important pieces of the book is the list.
It's the list.
It's definitely, ladies and gentlemen, the hip hop underground and African American culture beneath the surface. Listen, so I gotta throw a couple more people out there.
Okay.
Before we do that,
right?
Hold on to that, guys, because we got more information about this book. Okay, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Coming up next on Talk the Talk.
Think about the 4 elements of hip hop: MCing, DJing, graffiti art, b-boying. Right. Think about those 4 elements as 4 different learning styles.
Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for more Talk the Talk.
No peace in the valley, no peace in the streets when everybody gotta eat. No peace in the valley, no peace in the streets when everybody gotta eat. Yep. It's trial and error, just to get better, you finding new ways just to be the same old you. Don't wanna do things you said that you ain't gonna do, cause if it's too new, they be trying to hate on you. True, I lived that life, walked that road, tried to please everybody, put myself on hold, but now the playing lock game airtight in the fold, so I can hit the ground running. And people real funny, they be lying when they say that they ain't see that I was coming, cause I've been working hard ever since I was a youngin'. I've been through the struggle, so today is the day. I'm about to go from paying my dues to getting paid, and now your girl feeling like a young Kanye, cause I don't really care too much what y'all say. We live in the same world, but we still new slave to the same old system that ain't never gonna change, you know? Ain't no peace in the valley, no peace in the streets when everybody gotta eat, right? No peace in the valley, no peace in the streets when everybody gotta eat. Yep, the same old world. In a league of my own, I just been searching for the right beats to hop on. I've been performing up in these streets for too long. It's only right for me to get it on my own. They throw dirt on my name just cause I'm different, and being rich to me never equated to a pension. Was never a trending topic discussion in your mention, so I guess my content isn't deserving of attention. Not to mention I've been working just as hard as y'all, who only talk about having sex and buying cars, but wasn't with me back in 99 where I laid my first tracks. About the age 9, I wrote my first rhymes with record deals on the table from labels at age 12 in 2011 with the Brooklyn Rays. Hell, aside from being a scholar full-time up in college, dropping knowledge to my peers just to help them with their problems, you know. But ain't no peace in the valley, no peace in the streets, and everybody gotta eat, right? No peace in the valley, no peace in the streets, and everybody gotta eat, right? Real, but it's real.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for staying tuned in. Look, you already know we have a Dr. James Peterson here, and we're talking about his book, The Hip Hop Underground and the African American Culture Beneath the Surface. And you already know I'm digging beneath the surface because, you know, this playlist has, look, you have to see this playlist and, you know, dig into it and hashtag the playlist and holler at us about that. So before we went out on our break, you know, I was about to dig more in this playlist, right? So, you know, you have, what about, you got it, right? So you got, what about the Poor Righteous Teachers?
PRT, no doubt.
How did you
No doubt.
listen?
No doubt.
PRT in the
No
building?
doubt. No doubt. Listen.
You know, Professor X, you got Professor X from X Clan?
Yeah, listen, on the expanded list, PRT is on there, X Clan is on there, To the East, Blackwood Selections from there is on there. The thing is, when you, and here's this, it's interesting because we have these debates all the time. We were just debating this in the green room.
Who's the best MC?
Who's the best MC?
Biggie, Jay-Z or Nas,
who's
right?
the thing? And so what I had to do with my piece was, the playlist has this rubric on it. Right. So it talks about the different attributes that each of those songs have. And I had to do that just to narrow it down. And so like I said, the original playlist is like 1,000 songs. Like in my iTunes, I probably have about 15, 16,000 songs, right?
Man.
And so I had gotten the playlist down to about 1,000.
Right.
And I needed it to be closer to about 30 or 40. And just making those choices is hard. But that's why I created a list of attributes about songs that allude specifically to slavery, songs that are about making certain kinds of cultural moves. And so I try to break it down so people can understand where I'm at. But the whole purpose of creating it is to invite people like Charles to chop it up. Say, you know what I mean? Like, why isn't this here? What's there? Yeah, well, I want the discourse.
A lot of dialogue that's coming from that playlist. And, you know, speaking of dialogue, I got to ask you this as an expert. You're a professor. You're dealing with all of our cultural issues at Lehigh University. Director, guys, at Africana Studies. And I want to know, when we talk about Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, the best rappers, and others that are our best rappers, I noticed something they all have in common. They're all high school dropouts.
Right.
And I'm thinking, these aren't dumb guys.
Right.
These are probably some of the smartest guys in the industry, but they're all high school dropouts. And I'm like, beneath the surface,
Right.
why?
What's going on?
What's that? What's going on?
Well, first, you got to remember Steve Jobs dropped out of school. Bill Gates dropped out of school. A lot of really successful people have dropped out of school. But I think when you look at our artists dropping out, you have to understand that's more of a function of what our educational system is about and what it's like. And so if you're Nas, think about the creative genius that Nas has, or Jay-Z. Think about just their creative capacity. Imagine when you're these guys as young men sitting in a classroom with a curriculum that's not culturally relevant, with teachers who have the soft bigotry of low expectations, in a community that's eroding from the inside out. It's very, very difficult to have the kind of creative genius that those folks have and sit in a kind of passive classroom. I say this all the time, but our classrooms today, they're like mausoleums. You know what I mean? Like they're teaching all this dead stuff and they're doing it in a dead way. So when you put those geniuses in that kind of environment,
it's not good for them.
Yeah, they're going to check out.
It's not good. It's not conducive to their development.
It's not. And if you look at someone like Nas, they're self-taught. Like they read on their own and discover on their own. I mean, to me, again, it's more of a reflection of what's our public education system doing. How many Jay-Z's and Nas's are sitting in classrooms every day right now, checking out because the curriculum is just it's not engaging enough, it's not relevant enough.
That is so crazy. And Charles, he deals with the youth. We talk about it all the time on the show. We have to find a better way of teaching our children.
Absolutely.
We do.
You know what? A lot of when you talk about my degree with reference to urban ed, a lot of it is based on how a certain demographic learn, right?
Right.
So when you talk about their learning practices or the way that they learn,
that's right.
We learn through experience. So it's this thing called experiential learning.
That's right.
So if you think of hip hop, right?
That's right.
It is an experience that they're learning from real life, and I think that's why a lot of it is so deep and has so many levers.
Listen, think about the four elements of hip hop: MCing, DJ, graffiti art, and b-boying. Right? Think about those four elements as four different learning styles, right? And so, as a young person, you can learn through verbal experiences, like through talking yourself, or through people talking to you. You can learn through hearing things, like the way you listen to music and you study music. You can learn visually, like I love the cover art on that book. Like you can learn visually, and then there's some young people, as Charles is pointing out, who learn by doing. They learn through the kinesthetics of actually doing things. And so that really is why hip hop culture has so much potential in the education system.
Last question. Before I let you leave, right? I ask all our guests this now. You have to tell, because we always want the first, right?
Yes.
You have to tell, talk the talk, all our viewers, one thing that no one else knows about you that they're going to hear it first right here.
Wow.
One thing.
Wow. One thing that people do not know about me is that I'm a classically trained vocal musician.
Wow.
Not anymore.
Wow.
Classically trained. Meaning when I went to chorus school. I went to Northwest Chorus School. So from a very young age, from the age of 10, I was trained to read music and to sing. No one knows that. No. I don't have it anymore.
Baritone.
I don't have it anymore. Well, I started off singing second soprano. All right,
that's funny.
Second soprano.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? But it's interesting because that really gave me the love of music, understanding like the structures of music. From that helped me to kind of do some of the work I'm doing now. Nobody really knows that.
No doubt.
Good.
No doubt.
Awesome. Classically trained. All right, so look, everybody's got to go buy that book.
Yeah.
Where can we?
One quick thing.
Go ahead.
So the book is expensive because it's in hardcover right now.
Okay.
If you attend a public school in Philadelphia and you get your library to order the book, I will visit every public school in the city of Philadelphia.
That's big.
You guys heard.
That's what I should have said for the one thing.
Right
Yes, So if you order the Hip Hop Underground,
hold this up while you talk about that. There you go.
It's on Palgrave Press. You can get it on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. And again, order it for your library. Have your teachers or one of the educators at your public school contact me, and I will come in and give a book talk on it.
Nice.
That's great.
Anywhere in the city of Philadelphia.
In the city of Philadelphia, giving back to the people. And your website, where can people find
Dr. James Peterson, DrJamesPeterson.com.
Awesome.
No doubt.
Well, thank you so much, Doc. It was a pleasure having you on
It's great to be here. I love the show. You guys are doing
that's
great things here,
Thank
big
you.
things, This is hip hop right here.
Yeah.
Hey.
This is hip hop right here.
Try to
Yes.
keep it 100.
Yeah.
no
All
doubt.
day.
Alright.
All day.
So I'm gonna take it out, guys. I'm your girl, Madim Touch. I got Charles Gregory over there hold me down.
We in the building.
Wonderful Dr. James Braxton Peterson.
Yes.
Lehigh University came by and stopped by. Y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. We got more Talk the Talk on the way.
Word.
Peace. Thank you for staying tuned in to Talk the Talk. I'm your girl, Madim Touch. I got my man Charles Gregory over there holding me down.
Yeah.
And this is the best part of the episode. We know we don't
Boring.
Charles. What?
Yeah.
Okay, this is about me and the ladies most of the time. But you know what? We're going to try to get the guys into this conversation.
Okay.
Okay? Have my man Tony hit the street. He asked everybody a really important question.
Yeah, funny cat.
Funny guy.
Funny cat.
Would you let your significant other check your cell phone, or is that completely off limits? Okay, don't answer that question, Charles. Let's go to Tony.
Do you have a password on your cell phone?
No.
Oh, you don't. So, do you mind if your wife checks your cell phone?
I have nothing to hide, so I don't think I would prevent it, but it would make me a little uncomfortable that she would feel the need to. So I like my privacy.
Oh, definitely. Baby, I mean, that's an invite. No doubt. No holds barred. You see, there's no ownership, there's no title, there's no slavery. This is a free man. I'm with a free woman. So, yes.
So, I was kind of shocked. We ran into some people who were okay with it. And I guess there's some really good relationships we both into.
Yeah.
Because people get into it all the time about this cell phone, passwords on the cell phone.
Yeah.
What do you think, Charles?
Man, look, there's people that got like tic-tac-toe on their phone for passcodes. Take an X zeros. Listen. It's a negative for me, man. Listen, because for me, like, it's not necessarily like I'm trying to hide anything, but still, what do you need to go on my phone for? Like, you don't need to go on my phone. You got your own phone. I don't understand it. I just don't get it.
That's a good point, because it's like, why? Like, for me, like, I don't need to go through my man's phone, but if I see a password, I'm like, why is there a password?
Because it's his
I don't
phone.
like password.
See, you know what? I think the problem is that a lot of y'all have this thing where everything has to be about you.
What?
So if he has a password, you think it's because of you?
What's the password for,
No,
Charles?
first of all, your significant other works at a place where there's 1,000 people. What if he just left his phone there or something? You know what I'm saying? His pads, like, he got all type of stuff in there. So, like me, I mean, well, you see where we at. So what if I left my phone somewhere? They be all in my stuff trying to get all of the superstars, celebrities, and all. No, get out my phone. You don't need it. So it's not just about you. And I think a lot of women make it specifically about y'all, but it's not.
I'm gonna say that's a good point, because privacy, for security, data, information security reasons.
There you go.
A password is cool.
Yeah, man.
But how about this? All right, you can have your password, but I need to know the code. Because if it ain't about me, then I can have the code. It's just about the rest of the world not having the code, right?
See, but that's the thing. That shows how insecure you are if you press to have the code. You
I
don't
might
need
need
it.
to use your phone. My phone in the bathroom. I don't feel like going to get your phone right there. I need to be able to boop, 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 boop.
Well, you know, every phone. Someone please call 911. Look, just 911 if you really need to get somebody that important. But you have a phone, you don't need to go through my phone. It's just as simple as that.
All right, well, I guess. What do you guys think? Make sure you reach out to us on our Facebook, on our Instagram, hashtag cell phone check.
Yeah.
Are you going to let your significant other check your cell phone? I don't know.
Negative.
But on that note, we'll be right back, guys. Don't turn. Again, look, this is a jam-packed episode. We'll be right back. Talk.